Welcome to the Champ Show. I'm your host, Isaiah Davis. I'm here with safety at MTSU, Marvae Myers. How are we doing today, Marvae?
We're doing marvelous, man. I'm excited and I'm grateful for you to have me on today.
Oh yeah, we appreciate you coming on. I actually said what's up to you at the game, at the spring game. That was awesome. How'd the spring game go? You're on white team though.
No,
So
I was on the blue team.
okay. Got you. I
Yeah,
got some.
it was a real good game, man. To just finally get a game feel vibes with some of the new guys on the team and with the new coaching staff, new schemes, and just to see how everybody developed out there. It was just a good overall experience on both sides of the
Yeah.
ball for both teams, and yeah, that's one for the books, especially with it being our first time since I've been here doing the spring game. So that was a real good experience.
Yeah, from what I heard from Coach Mason, he said it was like 2014 or 2015 since like the last one we had. So yeah, it's been a long time, and it was a good one. MTSU showed up pretty well, fans I would say. Like I even
Yeah,
had some friends show up on the come to the game,
yeah.
so that was awesome. Yeah, it
I
was
think
kind of cool seeing all the players getting like autographs at the end of the game too.
Yeah, and I just want to say thank you to all the fans who came out because I was talking with some of the guys, and that was close to a game turnout, like a
Mm-hmm.
season game turnout. So just to see how much support we have, it's exciting, and it's something we're looking forward to going into the year to just see how the fans showed up, and I hope that we put on a good enough show to just show them the change that we have coming around.
Yeah, I think once we start winning games with Coach Derek Mason, he starts showing what you guys are building up because I've seen it. I've seen what you guys have got going on all over. I mean, you guys have been working your tails off for sure with the
Yeah,
whole new scheme and everything. I don't know how much of the staff has changed. Have you guys completely wiped through the staff?
yeah, it's kind of been almost a clean wipe. There's still a few people who stuck around that were at like lower positions, probably GAs who got promotions and stuck around. Guys like Cam Curtis and Coach Catlett.
Mm-hmm.
Those are two guys that were here since I've been here, and I built connections with over the years. But yeah, it's been a clean wipe with the staff, and nothing against the old staff, but this staff, they're really true to their word, and
Yeah.
their actions have spoke louder than the words, and the words have been really good. So for them to come in and really just show us they mean what they say, that's big for everyone who's been here, and especially for the newcomers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think MTSU is going to be great. Honestly, I think by the time they have the new facilities out and everything, I think we could be not a powerhouse, but I think we will be light years ahead of what we were these past few years for sure.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I think after this year, we'll build a good resume up. I feel like we'll have a good conference run. I really do think we have a great shot at winning the conference championship, and
Mm-hmm.
if we can get that under our belt before the new facilities are built, I know that'll take recruiting to the next level
Oh
for us as
yeah.
well, and soon probably put us in position to be, like top contenders for this conference, to be favored at conference champs back to back.
Yeah, I totally agree with that for sure. You are a 6-year player, is that correct?
Yeah, I'm going into my 6th year.
So I'm guessing you redshirted.
Yeah, so my first year was a red shirt. Second year
Gotcha.
was 2020, the COVID year, which didn't count.
Mm-hmm.
2021, I was injured, and 2022, I kind of was still shaking back from the injury and didn't really play as much. And then last year, I ended up getting the last 4 starts of the season in which I kind of introduced myself to the world.
Yeah.
So even though I'm a 6th year, it's kind of weird. I really only played 2 years. If I'm counting the times that I actually played,
Mm-hmm.
I only got 2 years of experience really under my belt. But the years won't tell you that.
Yeah. It's kind of funny how all these players are starting to lose all their eligibility now. So we're gonna see like a lot of because of the COVID and everything, and like you said,
Right.
injuries. All these players can just get however many years at this point, but it's slowly starting to they're slowly starting to fade away.
Yeah, they are.
And you are 6 foot, 200 pounds. You
Yes,
played
sir.
high school football at Oak Ridge High School in West Orlando, Florida.
Yeah.
And in 2019, you played in 3 games with 5 solo tackles. In 2020, you played in 9 games with 6 solo tackles and 3 assisted tackles for a total of 9 tackles. And then you fast forward 2 years, you played in 2 games in 2022 and had 1 solo tackle, 2 assisted tackles for a total of 3. And then this past season, you played in all 12 games and got 9 solo tackles, 9 assist tackles for a total of 18 tackles and 2 interceptions.
Right.
So you had a pretty good year last year, is what it sounds like. I'm excited to see what you'll do for next year, this upcoming season. We gotta ball out this season.
Yeah, I'm excited about this upcoming season. I'm really proud of myself for how I just stayed resilient through everything. Bouncing back from the injury I had is not easy for most people, but I continue to believe in myself. And once I was able to gain that trust last year from my staff and earn those 4 starts, I was able to do exactly what I knew I could do. And now with this new staff, they're coming in. I really love the pro aspect they came and brought to this team. So I'm really just excited to see how I can continue to develop myself and how they can continue to develop me to, be more pro-like in how I play. And I'm just really excited to provide and play make for this team and put on the show for the fans.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And in high school, you were the 161st ranked athlete and 258th ranked recruit in Florida. Florida has ball down there, is what I hear. Florida be playing some good ball down there, especially in like South Florida, is what I hear. Like a lot of South Florida players come out and just
Yeah, man. And a lot of the guys I played with are going pro now.
And
there were a lot of guys who actually didn't get the recognition who were better than some of the guys who were ranked. So it was competition all across the board. And to get to a Division I program around the time I was playing in Florida, it was real hard because, it was so many people, so many athletes. And with Florida being a destination that many recruiters go to first, it was pretty tough to find yourself in the recruiting process, especially if you were at a school like mine where, it's not a powerhouse program and not too much buzz was on it. It's a good school historically, but we didn't have much buzz. And, for me to just find a way to bring in that attention through just my performance and hard work, it was good to see. And playing against the guys that I played against in high school made college a little bit easier for me because I wasn't new to the competition. I've been around pro guys since I've been playing. So
yeah, that's with playing like with like a lot of things that I hear. Like some kids will play higher up in age groups because once you get to like that higher level, you're used to it. You're with that extra competition almost. So yeah. Speaking of high school, what offers did you have coming out of high school?
Coming out of high school, I had almost every Conference USA offer. I had UCF. I had high interest from Rutgers. I had Air Force, Georgia State. I really was committed to Louisville. Where I was a late bloomer in the recruiting process, in which I started to blow up. I started to get a lot of offers, but I kind of shut down my recruiting process to myself for Louisville, and that's a story in itself. I got a call from Louisville the night before signing day, and they were telling me how they wanted me to sign in the next signing period. And there's a saying that if a school doesn't want you to sign on the first signing period, then you're not really high on their interest. So I ended up going to MT just because I was taking a risk. I was in a position where I had to take a risk to go to a school that I haven't visited. Because like I said, I shut down my process when I got the Louisville offer because that was like a dream school offer for me.
Yeah.
So once they flipped on me like that, it took me back to a time where I was in my sophomore year of high school, before I had ever made a play in high school, before anybody knew who I was. I remember an old coach that used to be at Middle Tennessee, Austin Silvoy. He came to our practice and he let me work out for him after the practice. And he just boosted my ego as a young player, telling me I had potential and keep working. That was my first glimpse of love from a college program. When I lost the Louisville offer, I thought back to who could I trust to handle me and be with for years, for my college career, and take the risk. So I thought back to that moment, and Middle Tennessee had offered me too. So I was like, you know what, I'll go. I'll take my talents to Murfreesboro, and I tell you what, it was a great decision, man. It changed my life in a lot of ways on the field and mainly off the field.
Oh yeah, yeah. Middle Tennessee. One thing I hear from like players that either transfer to MTSU or sign with MTSU is like, for one, they have a coach that they've known that likes them a lot at their position, like Omari Kelly. Like I was just talking to him yesterday, and he was
Mm-hmm.
talking about how he not yesterday, I was on Sunday. He was talking about he obviously transferred from Auburn, big wide receiver coming out of high school, was like a top recruit, and then goes to I'll be honest, a no one knows school almost feels like Middle Tennessee State is not very known, and you go from a big school to this. Trey Fluellen went from Houston Baptist, and the one thing that he heard from MTSU is like they really want the players that they go after because what we're just dying for players. We need players, and
Right.
I feel like there's like a sense of like with the borough, as they call it, Murfreesboro, is like
Mm-hmm.
I think with it being so small, it almost feels like a family kind of thing. So that's one
Right.
thing I really like, and that gets some recruits like for Trey Fluellen, Marvae Myers, all those guys.
Yeah. That's probably the biggest thing I've experienced since I've been here. The family vibe. Just I met so many people who affected my life in a positive way, and I'm real grateful for that. And it just made the college experience so much better, especially coming so far from home and feeling alone at first, my first couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
To meet these people, it was real good to just get that under my belt. To have a family, people that'll love me regardless of what I do on the field. Um, Even if I ended up not being around the area, moving back to Florida, anything like these are relationships that are built that'll last me a lifetime, and I'm grateful for them.
Oh yeah. How far is it drive to get back to your house
So it's
from?
actually on a good day, it's 9 hours and 30 minutes, but a long term, the traffic can make it easily 12.
Wow. So you went out of your way to go to MTSU for
Yeah, man,
sure.
it's crazy story, but we're here now, and I couldn't be at a better place.
When did you start playing football?
And I grew up in a football household, so football started early for me. For flag football, I want to say I was about 4 years old when I first started playing,
Mm-hmm.
and it was yeah. So football has been something that's been going on my entire life.
So did you have any siblings play football, or how'd that all go?
Yeah, I had a brother who had some NFL experience, and his name is Mark Myers. He played with the Jets, the Buccaneers,
Oh
and he had
wow.
some CFL experience as well and XFL before they got terminated. Yeah, he has some. I got some real good experience. I got a brother right now that's playing in China right now, professional basketball.
Oh
He's just
wow.
highly touted. I don't know if you saw a couple of years ago when Overtime did their first like dunk contest for high school players. My brother won that dunk contest. His name was Nevin Hart, but at the time his name was Nevin Glover.
Oh my goodness. So we got an athletic family is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, my sister, she just finished her last year track at the University of Miami.
Dang.
She's yeah, she was I think 3-time state medalist, gold medalist in Florida for triple jump. So yeah,
Holy cow.
I grew up in an athletic household for sure.
So the Myers family, you guys will be hearing it for years to come is what it sounds like.
Yeah, man, most definitely.
So you obviously wear 46 if I'm mistaken. Why number
Yeah.
46? That's such a like you don't see that. Is there a reason behind number 46 or is that like the number they just gave you?
Man, I actually ended up in that number. There's some crazy stuff that led up to it, but that's not a number that I definitely was happy with, but I learned to accept. And I actually plan on changing my number. I don't know what number yet, but in the upcoming season, you guys will definitely see me in new threads.
Oh, dang it. I liked the 46, I'm not going to lie. But
I always have respect for it just because I caught my first interception in it.
uh-huh.
But outside of that, I really believe in looking good, feeling good, and playing good. And I
Oh
kind of had
yeah.
to get myself to accept it because you got to represent what you wear. So
Oh yeah. Do you have a certain number you're going after?
Uh, I prefer to be in the single digits. So
Single
you'll catch
digits.
me. Yeah, you'll catch me in the single digit for sure.
Well, we'll have to see what it's looking like, for sure.
Yeah.
So getting recruited as a safety, not only just in Florida, how hard is it to get recruited as a safety, and like what differences do you think are in that compared to other positions?
I feel like as a defensive back, it's really tough to get recruited because outside of quarterback, I honestly feel like being a defensive back is the hardest position on the field. And coming out of high school, I actually was a corner. I converted to safety my last year of high
Mm-hmm.
school, but I really wanted to come to college to be a corner. So to come to Middle Tennessee was one of the schools that wanted me to come play safety, but all my offers were mainly for cornerback and punt return. I was recruited as an athlete, but safety is a position I've grown to love because you're the last line of defense,
Mm-hmm.
and you have to be somebody that coaches really trust to be a starting safety for any team. So it comes with a lot of privilege, and you got to be responsible. So I like having that pressure on my back to be a safety.
Yeah. So we've already wrapped up spring football going on. Some of your teammates that you've had, now you've been at MTSU your whole college career is what I'm hearing.
Mm-hmm.
What are some of your favorite teammates you've had? This can be MTSU, this can be high school, even flag football. What are some of your like key teammates where you're like, oh yeah, that guy I'll know for years to come.
Uh, I feel like high school and everything before college, those are obviously stick forever. So I'll just talk about some guys that I got to play with at MTSU. I still have a lot of the guys that I love I'm playing with right now, but some guys that are not around anymore that I really respect and love will be Javante Moffitt. He's still in the NFL right now, playing for the Cardinals. But that was the guy who took me under his wing when I came into college, and he really taught me to mature and to really see what it's like to have a pro process to the game. Reed Blankenship, another pro,
Mm-hmm.
a guy I got to just watch and just admire from a really close view. Quincy Riley is a guy who used to be here, who transferred to Louisville, and he'll be in the NFL pretty soon. And then you got a guy like DQ Thomas, linebacker, who got a shot to go to the next level, and which he was with the Packers. Um, Tyshawn Render, this was an older guy that I used to watch. Like, I didn't tell him I would watch his moves, but it was just amazing to see how he moved as an older guy. We got guys like, let me think, Khalil Brooks. He used to be a guy that was called the sack master here, and he was really highly touted. We got Jordan Ferguson, guys who's in the UFL right now.
Yeah, I was like, that sounds familiar.
Doing his thing right now. He was another mentor to me over these past few years. We've grown in our relationship. And, for some current guys on the team that I've been around with, I say like Jalen Jackson is a guy who came in with me as a freshman. And, he made this process easy with me. He came from Florida as well. So we both had to experience leaving our family, being far from home, adjusting to Tennessee. Got a guy like Darius McClendon that used to be here.
Mm-hmm.
He transferred. He's playing right now for FAU.
Yeah, we're trying to get him on the podcast. I got his number. We have to get that set up for sure.
Yeah, man. That's when I talk about a genuine dude. That guy right there will lift up anybody, man. That's just a radiant smile, and we just always click, man. And another guy on the team who just came back. He transferred to Memphis and just came back. Richard Kinley. That's my
Okay,
guy.
so I was on the sideline video and I heard like some overhead talking about it was like this. I would say decently sized like big guy. I mean, he wasn't like an O lineman or anything, but he was pretty big. And they were talking about him transferring over and then coming back. So I'm guessing that's the guy that you guys are
Yeah,
talking about. Okay.
yeah, that's my guy. That was my roommate my first year in college. We got this little thing we say 924 to each other. That's like our little group name. It's me, Richard Kinley, Jalen Davis, and Quindarius Dunnigan. Quindarius Dunnigan is another guy that I really respect and got love for because he also was a guy that helped this college process be smoother for me. And he transferred to Michigan State right now.
Mm-hmm.
And, he's out there. He's going to be doing this thing. And then guys like Trey Fluellen.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, when he first got here, man, when he first got here, I was injured, and me and him would still have talks about going to the next level, about the things we would do. So to just see his process and everything he's went through, it's just amazing to have experienced all that. I could sit here and name guys forever.
Yeah.
I got respect for. So I'll leave it right there. It's just a lot of guys that I can say made this process smooth, and I got memories and relationships with that I'll take with me to the grave.
Yeah, we could sit here and talk about a player for a whole podcast.
Yeah, really.
I mean, just watching like these players that you've had as teammates and mentors, like you say, players taking you under their wing. How cool is it, like just watching, like, oh, look at that, so and so's on the Cardinals. Look at that, they're playing in the UFL. How like motivating is that to you?
And it's really motivating to just see that. Okay, I've been around the guys that have done it, and I remember having those talks with those guys before they were able to reach that level, and to just see that it's so capable and very possible to happen.
Mm-hmm.
It sparks more of a flame in me that I already had to just know that, hey man, I'm right there. I just got to keep moving the right way, and it'll pay off. The hard work pays off, living right pays off, having a good process pays off, and having a great routine pays off. So I just try to keep all the things that I learned from those guys, be myself, and just know that I'm right there at the door. I just got to open it.
Yeah. So it's been obviously 5+ years since you've played high school ball. How much of a difference do you think high school and college football is at your position at the safety?
I would say the biggest difference is smarter quarterbacks
Mm-hmm.
and a faster pace for the game. In high school, you can just sit back there in high school and backpedal, and all you have to do is backpedal and just read the quarterback in high school. But in college, you have to know the defense. You have to know where the weaknesses are in your defense. You have to look out for key guys. You have to really be disciplined in your eyes, communication, knowing the down and distance, the personnel of the offense. There's just so much that you have to know. And in high school, those are things that we would overlook. And then another thing is just the talent level. I'm playing against guys who were all the best player in their high school. Mm-hmm. In high school, every team probably had 4 or 5 guys that were nice. Now you're playing against a team full of guys that were studs in high school.
Yeah.
So the biggest thing is just coming into every game, you have to be prepared. You have to move like a pro. You have to be vigilant out there. And you have to be a dog. You got to always tell people this as a joke, but you got to be a little off to play college football and pro football. You can't be normal playing the sport. You got to have some extra stuff in.
Yeah, I like your analogy of you have all these stud players. It's that stud player from the high school, and they're all in the same. It's almost like an all-star team, and you got. So that's, yeah. I haven't heard that perspective. I'll have to use that for sure. So you obviously were thinking about Community Day Louisville once they called. Was there another school that you almost pulled the trigger on?
Man, if I was in high school, I didn't have the best resources, but I remember the Florida Gators came to my school specifically for me. Like, they came to my city and only came and saw me.
Wow.
And they told me to come that weekend to an overnight camp, and they wanted to see me move around and stuff. And they told me that I would get the offer to go. I would get the offer to their school if I came to the camp. This was after I was basically committed to Louisville and stuff. So they told me to come by, and I couldn't find a ride to get there. And that's one thing I always, sometimes it'll come in the back of my head when I watch Florida Gators play or something. I just think, like, what if,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that would have been somebody for sure that I would have, if given a chance, I would have played for them, just because that was my dad's favorite team growing up, and that was just the team who wouldn't want to be a hometown hero?
Yeah.
In-state hero.
Yeah. Like, I don't know how, obviously, like, all the NIL stuff and, like, all that all works fully, but, like, are schools able to, like, fly you out or have someone pick you up or something like that now?
Yeah, now, yeah, they are. And even in high school, when I went on my Louisville official visit, They had someone come pick, like a private driver come pick me up from my home, take me to the airport. I had an escort from the airport to Louisville's facilities, and they had somebody who was basically just like overlooking me the whole time and just making sure I was okay with anything I needed.
Mm-hmm.
And they flew me out on a private jet.
Holy cow, you got that bougie. You got that.
Yeah, that was the experience of a lifetime.
I bet. I bet. We are super happy to announce we are now partners with the Boulevard. The Boulevard is so good here in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, on 2154 Middle Tennessee Boulevard, guys. Absolutely amazing food. I was literally just there 2 days ago. The Boulevard is so good, and they support MTSU as they're literally like in walking distance from there. They're right on basically MTSU's campus. It is so good. If you guys want to call into the Boulevard, it's 615-624-8002. And if you guys want the address, it's 2154 Middle Tennessee Boulevard. Guys, make sure you go check out the Boulevard. They have some absolutely great service too. Love the staff there. The staff there is amazing. And the food is even better. Guys, make sure you go check them out. They are a bar and grill here in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. The Boulevard at 2154 Middle Tennessee Boulevard. Once again, that's 2154 Middle Tennessee Boulevard. And the number is 615-624-8002. Once again, that's 615-624-8002. Thank you so much, the Boulevard. So you have a pretty decent amount of offers, I would think. Some pretty good offers as well. What was it like to get your first college offer, to get that call? How did that all go down?
Oh man, that was such a surreal moment. I got my first offer. It was a day where actually I had a two-a-day because I used to work out with my track team. I wasn't on the track team, but I would work out with them.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember I had a track practice in the morning, and then after it ended around the early afternoon, and I went straight into the weight room for a football workout. And I remember after the workout, the scout was in there. My first offer was from Troy University. So after the workout was over, we were all just standing in there, and my coach called me over, and the dude was there. He shook my hand, and he told me, he was like, "We're gonna give you a full offer."
Oh,
and
wow!
What I didn't understand, or what I didn't know, was he was out there watching me the whole day. He watched me at track practice in the morning, and he watched the whole football workout, and I didn't know that he was watching me. So that's why in today's time, I really stand firm on you never know who's watching.
Yeah, I was just about to say that.
They got me my first offer, and just to call my family, to tell my friends that I finally got a Division I offer, it was monumental, man. Just because it's just a reward to yourself to just think like, man, all those nights I stayed up, all those early mornings I was getting up to do extra work before school, it all paid off. And it inspired me to inspire others where I'm from. I started to influence everybody around me to believe that they can make it to the next level, coming from the circumstances I came from.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I grew up in a lot of violence and stuff. So to just make it out of my environment was motivational for the area I was in and for a lot of people. So I'm forever grateful for that first offer, and Troy University for believing in me. They got it all started for me.
Yeah, with you saying you never know who's watching, I can go with for anything. You never know. Like at baseball practice, I do rec ball, and our coach was saying he played collegiate ball at MTSU's too. I don't know if you know, but I think he played at MTSU. I don't know. Yeah, Andre Robertson. Hopefully, he's not listening to this. But he was talking. You never know who's watching, or teams will look at, oh, they can't hit this inside pitch or whatever, or something like that, and you never know who's watching, and that goes for just anything, like the podcast. I always reach out to anybody who likes the page who I haven't reached out to already, or a player, even if they're from a small school like I don't even know, Wichita. You know what I'm saying? Because you never know what connections that person might have or something like that could get you a job or whatever, something like that. So yeah, you never know who's watching for sure.
You never know for sure, man. That'll take you a long way. One thing I want to tell you is I really do admire how hard you're working to boost your brand and reach out to all these people. You know, you even though you're marketing yourself, you're also giving a lot of players a platform, and you know that's something really good that you don't see a lot of people doing nowadays. So keep doing what you're doing, and keep working hard. It's good to see how the podcast is slowly but surely growing.
Yeah, I appreciate that so much. I literally just got a text from Mark Owens. I think he does something with communications at MTSU, and I had reached out to Chris Mazzaro, who's I think he's the head AD or something like that. Right as they hired Coach Mason, and me being an MTSU fan and wanting to see MTSU be great, being only 10 minutes from MTSU, I reached out and I was like, "Hey, is there some way I could get on like the field or something, or like commentate? Because this is what I want to do in the future." And forgot about it. Okay, and I was actually on my way to Florida, and it's about 2 months later, I think. I don't know. I could be wrong. I emailed him. It was like January 16th, I think, and then I got like a message like February, like mid-February, and I'm looking at my emails because what else do you do when you're doing a 9-hour drive from Murfreesboro to Florida? So I'm just looking through like everything, and I see the email, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I did send that," and they got in contact with me, and then led up to the spring game, and I got to go on the field for a spring game, and then I got to interview Coach Mason in the post game conference, and now I just learned that they're finalizing stuff to get me on the field every game to do interviews. So yeah, you never know what reaching out to somebody will do.
Man, and that's just a testament to your dedication to what you do. And now look at you, man. You had an opportunity to have if not one of the biggest type of platforms for you to, build your brand and give you more experience of what you want to get into when you're older.
Oh yeah. So you talked about players going to the NFL, CFL, UFL. I assume the goal for a lot of people is the NFL. Let's say something happens, you're not able to get to the NFL. Is there a plan B, maybe like the UFL or something like that?
Oh yeah, I wouldn't turn down, if not the NFL, I wouldn't turn down any professional opportunity to continue to better my talents and myself, because one great year in the UFL can get you exactly where you want to be in the NFL. And even if sports were to work out, I don't like to think about plan B, but I have a plan B. I'm big in the community. I love to give back to the kids, and I public speak now. Any opportunity I get to talk to a school or team, I take it. And
awesome.
That's something I'm really growing passion for. And I might even find myself in some form of communication. A lot of my friends tell me when I'm joking around, I could be like a broadcaster for games and stuff. And I actually want to voice over my own show, my own anime show before I die. That's something I want to do. I want to at least try.
Oh yeah, and that's like with things with, like, even if you play a sport for your whole entire career, like football is only gonna get you to play until like Tom Brady's 44, wherever it is. But you're only usually gonna play, like, I would think around like 33 or something like that, and you still have 50, 40 plus years left. What are you going to do the rest of your life? And I feel like broadcasting and stuff like that is something that like players can do. Like, I'm looking here I have Sports Center pulled up, and I'm not kidding. Robert Griffin's literally talking right now. Like, there's so much that like sports can do after. Like, there's just so much that you can get into, I think. So that's a great backup plan.
Yeah, just I don't want to be for the rest of my life doing something I don't love to do. So just getting that installed within me now to just find things that I can love to do. And, I would love to broadcast, talk, and do things like that. That's something I enjoy. So I definitely have some plans to when football is over. And while I'm here in college, I'm using it as a tool to market and build my brand now for later on in life. Building my following, building up my social media accounts, just so when it's all said and done, I still have all those people around me and tuned in to what I'm doing, and that can bleed over to business opportunities, or say I make a podcast one day, or I'm a YouTuber. The stuff that I want to do later on, things I'm doing now, I'm putting myself in position to help me out when I do get to that point in my life.
Yeah, I don't know if you know, but Michael Turk, not Trey Turk, very similar. Apparently they actually have the same name. I don't know if you know Michael Turk. He played at Oklahoma. He played transfer from ASU. He's a punter. He was doing YouTube vlogs, whatever, and obviously he didn't make it to the NFL, didn't go to the UFL, but now he has like a backup plan and he's doing YouTube full time. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff I think that sports can get you into, even if it doesn't work out. So we were talking about MTSU in the near future. What should we expect? What should we expect from MTSU in the near future in terms of like facilities, ranking? Where do you think we'll be in the next few years?
In the next few years, man, I feel like you'll start to see a train get going. You know, we have a lot of steam behind us. You know, like I said, we have plans this year. Coach Mason said it before, we don't have plans, man, to just rebuild. This team is not in rebuild mode. We don't plan on having cold slumps and just trying to find it out. No, we actually want to win the conference championship. That's our plan. We want to win a bowl game as well. You know, we want to get this thing going so when the new facilities get here, that just takes us to an even higher level because now we have more resources. Now we have more outlets, you know, just better facilities all across the board, which will bring in more recruits, more transfers. It'll bring in a lot of things, man, just getting this new facility. So within the next couple of years, you'll definitely see MTSU become, you know, like a team that has some weight behind its name. You know, like the Liberty. Yeah, basically like how Liberty's known, how they came into our conference, and you know, Liberty's the team to beat now. Pretty soon it'll be Middle Tennessee will be the team to beat. To get that conference championship.
Yeah, I was watching a video on MTSU's page. It was Trey Llewellyn talking, and obviously he came from Houston Baptist, and he's got a lot of friends that went to Tech and UT and all those. No, actually, I'm not going to say UT. It's Texas. Okay, there's only one UT, and it's Tennessee. So if you guys disagree with me, my number is. But he was talking about how whenever he's out to eat or dinner, or whatever. You probably heard this speech, I'm guessing, but he was talking like when a restaurant person, whatever, somebody just asks where you guys go to college, they'll say like Texas Tech, all these schools, and then he'll say Middle Tennessee, and they'll ask where's that. I think that people will start to figure out, oh, Middle Tennessee, the team that wins Conference USA championships, goes on to win bowl games, stuff like that. I think we'll be known very soon, and not just where is that.
I definitely agree, man. That's something I had to deal with when I first came to MT and I committed. You know, a lot of people like, is Middle Tennessee D1? I'm like, man, it kind of rubbed me the wrong way.
Yeah.
It makes me want to get this program to a point where people know exactly who we are. And we got some guys who are helping pave that way, like Kevin Byer, Reed Blankenship, Javante Moffett, Jordan Ferguson. All these guys are getting to the next level and putting this team on the map. You know, if we keep putting guys in the league and keep producing, they can't deny us, and eventually we'll become the team that everybody knows.
Yeah. Right now we're Safety University is what it looks like. We got Reed Blankenship, Kevin Byard, Trey Llewellyn's going to be coming in soon. I have no doubt Trey Llewellyn's going to be a pro and do it at a high level too, with just his work ethic from all the ACL stuff too that I've been seeing.
Man, why are we here? I just thought of, you know, somebody I didn't mention when I talk about guys that I had a great time with and learned from and just have a great relationship with is a guy, you know, Telja Ross.
Oh, yeah.
He'll also be him and Telja Ross and Trey Llewellyn are two guys I believe will go to the next level and dominate in the next level. Those are two guys that I think will be sleepers. You know, I feel like with any team that picks up these two guys will definitely see that they made the right decision. And like you just said, I don't think that Trey getting injured should alter any team from taking a shot on him because you get to know this guy. This is a guy who works hard. And man, look, I pride myself in working hard, being first in conditioning and being like, you know, just leading all workouts. But this was the first guy I ever met in my life that gave me a run for my money. Like if I didn't give my all, Trey would smoke me, you know? And it was just good to see somebody who's just like that. And I could finally see like what other people would see in me. So a guy like Trey, man, It's gonna bring you energy, hard work, and he's gonna give you the utmost effort every single snap. And a guy like Teldrick, same way, lights up a room with his personality. He can make anybody laugh. He's a technician on the field, man. Like, I'm talking about picture perfect footwork.
Mm-hmm.
And he's a guy that just a pro, and they both move like pros. And like, I'm calling it now, man. I promise you, whichever team they all end up on, they're going to produce, and they're going to be names that are household in the league pretty soon. Just like how people slept on Reed when he first got there. And now, contract extended, and I'm pretty sure he's going to get another one after this next season. Those are two guys, Trey Fruell and Teldrick Ross, that are going to invade the league and surprise a lot of people, but it won't be surprising to me.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. Say it will surprise a lot of people, but it won't surprise us because we've seen the work that's all led up to this. And you've been there firsthand, like you said, he's smoking you and workouts and everything. I met Trey at the spring game. He came in, I think, like around halftime, I think. I don't know. Or no, it's probably the second quarter. And he's got like a, I don't know how to describe it. He's got like a, like just like a, I'll say a homie vibe. Like he's got something to it. I don't know what it is, but he's just like such a genuine, like just awesome guy. So yeah, I totally agree with the last stuff you're saying. So we don't have any Instagram questions here, except for a few fire emojis from I think JK Impacts and all those type of guys. If you guys want to go follow the Champ Pod on Instagram, it's the Champ Pod. We post about everyone who's coming on. We post about Marvae Myers coming on. Post about even the post game interviews that we had. So make sure you go check it out. The Champ Pod. It's in the description, guys. Go check it out. We're getting into some of the rapid fire questions. You can answer these with a snap of a finger, or you can answer these, expand on them. Here we go. Rapid fire. Favorite NFL team?
No favorite.
No favorite. All right. Do we have a certain player we like to watch in the NFL?
I just love to keep up with all the DBs.
Okay, all the DBs. Any? Have you had a favorite player growing up?
Growing up, I would say Desmond King.
Okay. Gotcha. Are you much of a gamer?
Yep. I'm actually on my PS3 right now playing 2K14.
2K14.
14. I like to play retro games. I got a PS5 too, but I like to get on and play some old games, some old 2Ks.
Oh yeah, I got my Xbox, so I'm Xbox. So I'm assuming you're on PlayStation team.
Yeah.
Okay. Dang it, that's another one. Okay. I don't know if you had listened to the last few episodes, but it's just been like, oh yeah, I play PlayStation. Oh yeah, PlayStation. And we rarely.
Xbox 360 growing up though.
Oh, Xbox 360 growing up, dude. NCAA 14 is my favorite game. Until the disc broke. If you guys want to hear that, how that story went down, make sure to check out the episode. It's somewhere. On the we got a lot of episodes coming out. We have like, I think we have 7 or 8 episodes like just scheduled to go out from just posting once a week.
Been grinding, man.
I know we got a lot of players ready to come out for sure.
Yeah.
Are you excited for the new NCAA game?
Definitely, I'm excited to see my overall and to just see how the movement of the game is.
I'm assuming you've opted in.
Yeah, I did.
So like, how did that all go down? Did like the coaches like come up to y'all and like say, hey, if you guys want to be in the game, you gotta do this, or how did that all work?
But yeah, we had a presentation from the team staff telling us that if we wanted to opt in, we had to download a certain app and put our names in, but not everybody will get approved. They said they're going to approve certain people. Well, mainly they're only going to approve the main guys on the roster. I wouldn't say all the starters. And maybe I think you have to be on the depth chart. If you're not on the depth chart, then you won't make the cut. But that whole presentation was just amazing to see, just to basically see it confirmed, because we were getting hyped that this game was for years. But to see it's confirmed and see that we get paid from it is, yeah, man, it's crazy to see. So
do we have an overall projection?
I want to say 80 overall, but at worst, I could see 77 or 79.
I think you'll be pretty good. I mean, you're the starting safety, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I think at the end of the season, I could see you being like a 85, 86. I think you'd be one of the top guys. So you got to improve that rating for sure.
After this season, I definitely need to be an impact player.
Oh yeah, you're gonna have that superstar X factor going on.
Yeah.
If you weren't playing safety, What position would you or want to play?
Cornerback.
You were very, very quick with that answer.
Yeah.
Any reason you just love cornerback?
Yeah, when I was in my cornerback prime days, it was just something about being on the island that was just amazing. Just knowing that you're out there by yourself, no help. I miss those days.
So I'm guessing you would switch back to it very quickly.
Yeah, definitely. But I got too big now. I'm kind of too big. Too
You're one of those strong hitting safeties.
yeah.
Favorite college football team besides MTSU?
Um, growing up, I used to like Arizona State. I don't really watch them now. I guess look, I'm not really a guy on favorites. Now it's more of just that I just keep up with all my friends in college, teammates, stuff like that. But I don't really have a favorite.
Yeah, that's what I realized is like from not me playing at all, but just having like friends like Trey Fulwell and all these players that we've had on the podcast. I feel like this upcoming season, instead of like watching my favorite teams, I'm gonna be watching like the players that I know. So I'm assuming we'll just keep on adding to the roster of watching players.
Right. That's exactly how it is.
Favorite stadium you have ever played in? This can be high school. This can be flag football. Favorite stadium you've ever played in? And college too. You can do that.
I would say my high school stadium.
Okay. Just as the atmosphere.
Yeah, it was just nostalgic. There's something about it, man. It's just I always played some of my best games when we were at home.
Was there like a big rivalry in your county that was just like
the rivalry is against a team named Jones High School, in which it's crazy. I have teammates on the MTSU roster that are from Jones High School.
Oh wow!
Sparrow, the running back, and then Ricky Smith. He's also a safety here. Debo was a lineman who just he was in the pro day. Our offensive lineman that was in the pro day, and yeah, those are three guys that were on the team that was my rival in high school. So it's kind of crazy that we ended up in the same spot.
Yeah, like with here we got Oakland. I'm like 2 minutes away from Oakland. We've got the Battle of the Borough, I think is what it's called, with Riverdale. So we.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
Oh yeah, dude. I tried to go one year. Oh, I've tried to go like every year. I missed the last one. It was like they had a crazy ending the last one, but like one time, like a few years ago, we were trying to go and it was sold out. That's how big that game is. With high school, a lot of people do choose their high school stadiums just because of the atmosphere. Pre-game music, do you listen to it or not?
Yeah, I listen to pre-game music. My go-to is probably 24 Songs by Playboy Carti.
Okay.
Or right above it by Lil Wayne. But mainly, man, I'm a big like lyric list type of guy.
Mm-hmm.
I like listening to stuff that just makes me reflect on life.
Right
before the game. Yeah, so I got some audios that I listen to that are just kind of beats that just put me in a mindset of just gratefulness and just gives me some motivation, makes me reflect on life. And I always make sure to read my Bible before the game. And I'm big on that too. I probably listen to a Christian-based video before every game more than anything, which is just me filling my head up with positive affirmation.
Mm-hmm.
Basically knowing that I have the victory already before I go out there.
Yeah. So, what type of stuff do you eat before game? Is there like a certain snack you're like, oh yeah, I have to eat this before game?
It's funny. I never used to have something that I needed to eat before a game, but me and Telger Ross, I developed a pregame snack just from being around them.
Is it fruit snacks?
A bag of Ruffles.
Ruffles.
Yeah.
That's a good NIL deal.
Man, every game that we ate a bag of Ruffles, we went out there and played great. So
we have a certain Ruffles we have to eat.
It's just a basic brand.
Basic brand. Cheese, I believe. So you're telling me before my rec baseball games, I need to eat a bag of Ruffles?
Man, get a bag of Ruffles, man. You had the best game yet.
Okay, I will try it. I will try it for sure. If you could live anywhere on the world, where would you want to live?
If I could live anywhere in the world, probably. I don't know. I always wanted to go to Abu Dhabi because I think that's one of those places where I think it never gets dark outside.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so I want to go into a place like that or just somewhere just open land, mountains. Yeah, man. I actually want to explore the world when I'm at that back end of this life thing. I want to just explore the world and just admire cultures. Yeah, but I'll probably be isolated somewhere.
Mm-hmm. You're one of those guys who disappear all of a sudden. Barry Sanders.
Yeah, just disappear.
Most famous person in your contacts. You can check if you want.
Most famous person in my contacts.
Other than us.
Let me check. I think I may have some.
You know, I got somebody's number who I thought I would never get. I got Kevin Byard's brother's number. Dude, that guy's a beast.
How'd you get that?
So what happened was I was on the sideline at the spring game this past Saturday. Awesome game, as we were just talking about. And I'm looking at one of the players on the blue team, and I'm like, Byard. There's no way there's any relation to Kevin Byard at all. I'm like, there's no. And then it's funny. I was like, oh, I'll look it up after the game or something. And my dad, who was sitting in the stands, he sends me a text, and he goes, is that Kevin Byard? Does he have a sibling on the team? And I was like, let me. So I search it up then, and I'm like, okay, how do you pronounce? Is it Muaz or how do you pronounce it?
Moo.
Moo. It's just Moo.
Yeah, we just call it Moo.
It's Moo. Okay, so I look it up, and it says Moo Byard and sibling of Kevin Byard. And I'm like, no freaking way. I'm gonna have to. So I go up to him, and I'm like, hey, can I get a picture? We get a pic and everything. Dad takes the pic, and I go, you should come on my podcast. And he goes, oh, for sure. Just follow me on Instagram. And so I pull out the phone, a DM on Instagram, and then he gives me the number. And next thing you know, he's coming on very soon.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be an awesome podcast.
I'm gonna give you two. For the first one, I don't know. It's a rapper in my city named Hot Boy. He's pretty famous. Got a lot of songs with a lot of famous people. And then just somebody I'm close with on Instagram, Tony Ferguson. He's in the UFC. He's gonna be a Hall of Famer.
Oh dang! So we got
so my people who know UFC, they'll know. And I got a lot of guys who are in the NFL that I'm close with and I follow, but I don't know if they're considered celebrities. But
I would consider them.
Yeah, I have a lot of people that's in the NFL right now that I know. So
how many contacts do you have?
A lot.
A lot?
20, yeah, probably over 20 guys in the NFL.
Dang. My word.
But these are just guys that I worked out with, grew up with, played some form of ball with.
Yeah.
Or I know them through just like being close to my siblings as well.
Like you said, you've been playing since 4, so soon you have a lot of people.
Yeah.
Favorite food / place?
Some stuff I like to eat a lot on my own is I like cereal. I like Chips Ahoy cookies.
Ruffles.
Gotta put them in a microwave. I only eat Ruffles before a game.
Okay, gotcha. Sorry, y'all. It's not his favorite. Just for the game.
Yeah, before I say, I would put cookies before anything just because I eat cookies so much. Put them in a microwave and with a cup of milk. My favorite place, man, I would say Paleo Works. Paleo Works is, I have an NIL deal with them, and they're a meal prep company. They deliver food to me all the time, and man, their food is delicious.
I'm gonna have to try it out.
Yeah, Paleo Works is top tier, and for the first time in my life, it got me up to 200 pounds. So,
dang.
Yeah, they helped me develop a lot.
Yeah, I saw you were like 175 coming out of high school or something like that, and I was like, wait, now he's 200.
Man, I was actually 163, so I gained.
Oh, it lied.
40 pounds in college. It's crazy.
Dang. Yeah, you definitely bulked up.
That's why I say my cornerback days are over.
All right, what do you want to say to the people listening to the Champ podcast?
And I would just say, whoever has ears to hear and end up listening to this, man, just keep believing in yourself. Keep taking chances, man. Put yourself in good positions by being kind to people. Like we said earlier, you never know who's watching, so just keep doing good things in the dark, and the truth will be brought to light. And I don't know if any of you guys believe in Jesus, man, but if you haven't, just accept him in your life and watch him transform you. I was a guy whose life did a 360, man, and I know firsthand that God can do anything, and all we have to do is just believe it. So, keep in contact with your family. Just be a good person overall, man, and life will solve itself. But another thing I would say is just, man, stay in tune with the Champ podcast, because I see this podcast developing into a real big organization podcast, man. And you want to catch them now before they blow up and prices go up.
No bandwagons out here.
Yeah, man.
Appreciate that very much. Any shout outs? You can shout out your Instagram. You can shout out even your family. Something like that. Shout it out right now for the people listening.
Yeah. So y'all can follow me on all social medias at M21VAE. Just shout out to my guys, man. Everybody tuned in. Everybody rooting for me. The fans. Shout out to the Blue Raider Nation. Shout out to the Champ podcast as well for just giving me the opportunity. But yeah, man, shout out to everybody who wants the best for me. Even those who don't want the best for me, that motivates me as well. I wouldn't be here without my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. I wouldn't be here without my family, my parents, my brothers, sisters, just everybody, man. But I'm just grateful for the opportunity. Big shout out to you guys for having me.
Oh yeah, appreciate you coming on. Any final words for the people?
Hey man, keep going. That's my slogan. Keep going.
Keep going. Well, we will keep going. Appreciate y'all listening to the Champ podcast. Peace. We the champs.